And this is the third episode of shading like an oil painter or an acrylic painter or a pastel painter. But there are many painters who put in the shadows first and then add the other colors. And this is an experiment to see what happens if you do that with colored pencil. And I'm going to give this roof a little bit of color. I'm using pink Meadow Lake. I'm just using all bright colors. I don't know much about the sea world, so I have no reference whatsoever about the colors you can use. So I'll just pick nice bright colors. And now I'll pick a slightly darker tone, like this. Madder. In German it is called Kraplack. And I believe that is the stuff they used for sealing letters. You know, a couple of hundreds of years ago, when you sent a letter, you had hot wax, put it on the letter, on the envelope, and then you pushed your ring in it, and then everybody knew that it was that letter came from you, and it was also a sealing. So if anyone would secretly open your letter, then that seal would be broken. The opposite of shadow is highlight. And that is something I would like to explore as well. Maybe in another video series. I think this roof wants to be green, so I'm going to add grass green from the polychromal series. And then I'm going to pick this one, dark cadmium yellow, for this roof. And that is a bit tricky. Yellow is a very difficult color. And the shadow might turn green. And I'm not sure if that is what I want, but let's just try it. If I'm honest, then I will say that this is not the yellow that I'm looking for, so I will erase it. I will erase not everything, but a little bit. I'm looking for a lighter color, a cooler yellow. That is what I'm looking for. Light cadmium yellow. Although it has the same pigment, cadmium, it looks different. Yep, that's better. Okay, one more to go. I am going for a pale geranium lake for this roof. And again, I am covering the complete roof, including the areas with the blue, or the shaded areas. I'm going to use a helio blue reddish to color this area, and this is another interesting stage because the helio blue reddish is darker than the shadow color that I used. So I'm curious about so. Now to intensify the shaded areas, I have seen that the painters that I watched often use a brown, a darker brown, to darken the shadow. So they mix the blue and the dark brown. And I'm going to use the Prismacolor Premier Dark Umber to intensify the shaded areas. Let's see what happens. Many artists will tell you that using black is not always the best choice for mixing darker colors. I do use black on a regular basis though, but this time I won't. I'm using a very light touch. Now there is a distinct difference between painting with acrylics and oil paints and also pastel paints, and that is that with these paints and pastels you can put on colors on top of each other and then in such a way that they are completely opaque. And that means if I use paint or pastel and use a lighter color on top of this here, the dark, the lighter color will completely cover the dark tone. With colored pencil, that is almost impossible. So you will always get some sort of mixed color effect, and I think you need to keep that in mind. If you like bright and clear colors, then you need to keep in mind that putting different colors on top of each other will make your colors look more muted. These colors look very natural, but in a sense like they turn up as browns and grays. Now the last thing I want to do is to add a little bit more brightness to this house. And I'm going to use dark cadmium orange, yes. I'm just going to add it on top of what is already there. Again with a light touch, but with a freshly sharpened point. So this is what it looks like now, and it is not finished yet, but I like the effect of this way of shading first and coloring second. So I will continue doing this, and I think there will be another episode of this series. So see you next time. Bye bye.